There's our countdown. Hello there, Gia.
Okay. Hi, Keisha.
Hi.
Ah,
Hi, everybody.
hi,
Is it very
everybody.
hot down there, Gia? Is that a stupid
Oh my God,
question?
yeah. It's just been hot like crazy for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But it's
Mhm.
supposed to be hot, so it's not unusual.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's true, huh? Yeah.
But yeah, it's a couple of showers a day kind of time.
Uh-huh. Right. Right. Yeah.
There's not enough Lumi or Mando in the world to handle it.
No, they're not. They're not designed for this sort of a situation, I don't think.
But anyway, it's nice to cool down with some air conditioning in General Hospital. There, I brought it
Yeah.
around.
It's nice. Well done. Well done. But
Thanks.
so before we started this podcast, you made a trip to the watermelon store. Is that right?
Yeah, I just made that up. It's actually Publix. I mean, I was going for watermelon, but they've been running they chop up the watermelon for you and put it in little plastic
Uh-huh.
cups, and they've been
Yeah.
having a
Yeah.
twofer, and then they took the twofer away from me. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, this is stupid. I go on a nightly run for watermelon. So I just bought a whole watermelon this time, and
Yeah, I think
uh,
that's probably the way to go, huh?
we'll see
Do
how
you
it
have a
goes.
good knife?
I thumped a few. I'm not sure what I'm looking for
Uh-huh.
in the thump, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt it important to thump them. Yeah, I got a knife.
Uh-huh.
It won't be like the orbs of despair experience when you and I tried to cut into the were they turnips? Turnips, I guess.
Turnips. Yeah. Yeah, the big
Yeah.
hard
We
white things.
almost we almost lost limbs trying to get into those turnips. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I think that's the last time I had a turnip.
And it was just like yet another thing to reinforce to my mother-in-law that I was like not a full adult, like the one thing we've been
Yeah.
tasked to do, and we were almost brought
Yeah,
to
we
tears
struggled.
trying to.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hence the
I
name
never
Orbs
cooked
of
turnips yet.
the
I never cooked turnips, so I got the biggest hunkin' turnips I could find. Thinking, well, there. We'll be.
I had to buy a couple of avocados, and I don't know if I probably bought an avocado once like 20 years ago, but that's like,
Really? You don't buy avocados? Oh,
what am I, a Rockefeller? No, no, but I was looking at them, and like I squeezed some, and I'm looking around like, does
squeezed.
anybody? Like, how do you tell?
You're gonna have to buy
Yeah.
that, lady.
Yeah.
Funny.
But anywho, yeah.
Yeah. So that. Oh, sorry, it wasn't really a great story. I just went to Publix and bought a watermelon. But what did
Well,
you do? You tell your story.
all right, but first, I like the idea of a store that's dedicated to watermelon. I
Just
think
watermelon.
that's
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
I don't know if it could get by, but it's a cute
It'd have to
idea.
be just a seasonal pop-up kind of thing.
Yeah, and I liked picturing you going there, like in one
To
of
a
your
watermelon. Sure, yeah.
weed whacking outfits or something.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not like I wouldn't be fit to go out in public in my. I mean,
Well, that's what I thought, but I thought you would do it anyway.
no, I wouldn't do that. God.
Oh dear. I went to Massachusetts with my brother, and we met up with two other brothers, and it was my Aunt Betty's 104th birthday.
Oh
So
my gosh, Aunt
we
Betty,
went down to celebrate Aunt Betty, and I was going to make this salad that had avocado, but I had already signed on to make a cake and another salad, so wound up not using the avocados anyway. But the kid had one earlier, and she enjoyed it.
Well,
So,
that's good. They're delicious. So don't waste
yeah,
them.
yeah,
They're
no,
ripe for like 30 seconds.
right,
and then they're
yeah,
rotten,
yeah.
so.
And I think they were at their peak when we cut into one today. So anyway, but so yeah.
Anyway, okay, all right.
Aunt Betty is 104,
Okay,
and
well, happy birthday, Aunt Betty.
yeah, she still gets around. I mean,
It's amazing.
something. Imagine being born in 1920, and then all that you see in
Yeah,
the
that
world.
spans a huge chunk of time.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see what I'm seeing at the moment.
I know. I know. Amen, Gia. All right. So anyway,
Amen, sister.
here we
Okay,
are. Here we
bring
are.
it around to hospital. Bring it around.
Hospital. Okay. Let's see. Should we start with today?
We might kind of have to and work our way backwards.
I know. I know. I know there was I tried to remember Fridays and it'll come to me, but today's is
I
much
think
more
we
fresh.
had was Friday when Sasha told Cody about the kiss.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
What did you think
And
about that?
he
He
was
was
like,
a typical
whatever.
guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Like,
seemed like a
whatever.
pretty realistic
Yeah.
reaction, like you're boring me.
You're boring me and it's not our business kind of
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. So
yeah.
I kind of
So I think that's happened Friday, but I can't remember what anything else really.
Did was that when did Laura speak with Trina on
Oh
Friday?
yeah. Yeah, I feel like we just had a lot of sort of repeated,
Yeah.
like she's already
Yeah.
spoken with Trina. Why are we still, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I guess it was nice that Trina had the, I don't know, wherewithal or the wisdom to sort of continue to reflect over this and not just, stick with her initial,
Yeah. Yeah. Um
reaction.
yeah, but
Like,
I don't know. It just felt like a little bit of a rehash. I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Uh-huh. Right.
And I think is that also the conversation between Kevin and Laura? Did that happen that the same day?
Yeah, that might have also. And yeah, did we also have a bunch of Mac and Cody stuff like when was that Thursday? I don't remember.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
don't remember, but anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of. So yeah, I wasn't too
Mhm.
I didn't have any sparkle pony moments over the.
No, no. I bet you did today though, huh? Or at least the pants feeling, maybe.
Oh yeah, the Brennan stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a nice couple, don't you think? They actually
Well, yeah.
listen to each other and kind of seem to have respect for each other.
Yeah,
Playing her
unless
big
he's
time.
playing her. Yeah, I know. That's what I couldn't quite figure out if he's sincere. He does seem to be, but he doesn't have many visitors, and
Right,
so maybe.
I know. He may be wanting to be sly and be wanting to use her somehow, but he's falling for her in spite of himself, kind of a thing. In spite of being a bad guy.
Right, that's possible.
Because her hair looked fantastic.
It really did. Yeah, it looked good. Yeah, I don't even remember what she was wearing.
A blazer. She's always wearing a blazer now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sort of
Okay.
her look.
Maybe she's part of like a Blazer of the Month club.
Is there such a thing? Because if I could, I would join that. I love a blazer. I feel like it.
You do?
I do. I feel like I always wanted to wear blazers in college. I had like kind of a little Annie Hall thing going on,
Oh, okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
But they kind of make you instantly feel more powerful or something, more authoritative.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. I don't know in what part of your day you would find yourself wanting to put on a blazer.
Yeah, now it's a moot point, which is fun to say.
Sure.
Point.
Moot.
Because it's too hot. Like there's maybe 3 days out of the year where I could wear a blazer. And I have a little collection of blazers from the dump and thrift stores that suit me fine for that. But
yeah.
I have a little. Oh, can we go off topic again for a minute?
Oh, sure, Gia. Sure.
Speaking of clothing, I have a dilemma. So I'm watching my neighbor's place because he's a snowbird, and so I go check on his place and weed his gardens and all that crap. But anyway, so there UPS dropped off a package, a box and a bag, and I believe they confused avenue and street. And so it's not. It doesn't have his name. It's some woman, Stella, something or other, and and I left it because I thought, well, usually these places they send you an email saying your package has been delivered, and if it's not, you would be like, no, it hasn't. You'd be trying to track it down. So anyway, so I left it out there for a few days, thinking somebody might come for it.
Yeah.
And They have not, so I brought it inside because I don't want it to look like somebody doesn't live there, and rob the
Okay.
place. So
Right.
anyway, I called a UPS store saying, "Hey, what should I do?" And they just said you should just call UPS, .com, like get in touch with
Uh-huh.
them. And so I called them, but I can't get an actual person on the line, and I can't get
Uh-huh.
through with my situation to
Uh-huh.
explain. There's no
Uh-huh.
that's not one of the options. Like, should I
Yeah.
find this person's house and drop it off?
Ooh,
Or
that
should
could
I
be
open it
fun.
up and have something nice from the Gap for myself?
Oh, gosh. Well, well, Stella, if you're listening,
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could
if,
just,
if you're missing your Gap outfit, Gia is
yeah.
wearing it to
Do you
weed
think,
whack.
I mean, we don't know who Stella is, but she's shopping at the Gap. I can't afford the Gap. It might be something cool. But,
Yeah, could
and
be.
would that be weird? Would I freak somebody out? Be like, I got your package?
I think that would be acceptable, Gia. If yeah, you think it's not too
Yeah.
far from you, maybe.
I haven't Googled it yet, but I think that's what
Hmm.
happened because we're
Yeah.
street and it's an avenue, and
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking that's probably
Yeah.
what, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Hmm.
anyway, what
Yeah.
would you do?
I think yeah, I would probably look up the address and
Just
see
try to
if it was
find the person.
yeah, just check it out, see if it was like the type of place where they might shoot you if they see you
Right,
approaching the
right,
house.
right. Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe
All right.
she
Well,
would
we'll
just
see if
be
I can
happy.
work up
Yeah.
the energy to perform a good deed.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Good luck,
But I
Gia.
also think like the time that the Chewy.com delivered my stuff somewhere else, and I called and told
Yeah.
them that it was somewhere else, and they just
Mhm.
instantly sent me a new whole package. And then in
Yeah.
the meantime, the person that down the street that actually got my package brought it to me, and then I had double.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And
Chewy, I think, has really good customer service. I don't know if you could count on that from the Gap.
right, right, yeah.
Maybe you could. Yeah, hard to say, Gia.
Anyway, okay, that's my little
Yeah.
moral dilemma. Okay, back to
Okay.
General Hospital. God,
Yeah.
I guess it's been a little boring because we're not really
Well, yeah, I mean,
we're having trouble staying on topic. It could just be our dancing brain cells.
yeah, I think we're fading.
Yeah.
We're sundowning.
I'll tell you
We,
what was a bit of a sparkle pony moment for me in that I
I
didn't see
can
it
guess.
coming.
Yeah,
Okay, go
yeah.
ahead. What is it?
When
What?
Charlotte came home.
Oh no, I didn't expect that either. But that
Oh,
wasn't what I
okay.
was thinking.
When Willow told Nina.
Right, right. Did not see that coming.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Me neither. And I guess that kind of made sense. I was thinking, Sasha would have been sort of, well, maybe she feels like Sasha would be too much,
Because she's
loyal to
close to
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
so it would
Yeah.
be a little risky. Yeah, she thought
Yeah.
Nina would be a safe place. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was interesting. And that it didn't take long for her to do that. Like we didn't have to watch her agonize for a couple of weeks,
Right, right. And my feeling about Nina was that I thought she did a good job of counseling
Yes,
and
in
making her
spite
feel
of
better. Yeah, in
yeah.
spite of internally being, like prepared. Just her hand, you could tell, was itching to slap him. And
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I felt like she put her daughter's needs
Uh-huh.
first and tried
Mhm.
to make her feel better first.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I thought
yeah.
she was being a good mother and not having ulterior motives in the moment. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I think knowing Drew the way she does, her take on the situation was a lot more anti-Drew. Like Willow was
Yeah.
beating herself up, acting like she was equally at fault. And
Right.
I think
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Nina, and I think we sort of talked about this last time that Drew, in his position, really should have had a little bit more self control,
Right. Right.
discipline,
He was
respect for the relationship.
he was being a dog. He was just
He
being
was
a
being a
dog.
dog. Yep, a dirty
Yeah.
dog. Yeah,
Yeah. Downward
So,
facing dirty dog. Um,
yeah, and of course they did that classic thing where Michael's heaping on the
yeah,
praise and
yeah, yeah,
everything,
yeah, yeah. That is a soap opera classic. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, huh. So,
And I also agreed with Nina in that no good can come of confessing
right,
all this to Michael. It would just make him feel bad and
yeah,
uh, ruin a lot of his relationships.
yeah. That's a tough one. I mean, that comes up a lot too, like in shows, not just soaps. Like, are you honest because you can't live with the guilt, or do
Yeah,
you just have to try to like tamp it down like everything else in life, and
yeah.
just
You tamp it down. You tamp and you tamp. That's right.
and then you eat your feelings and then you
And
grow and
maybe
then
have
none
a
of your
drink.
pants fit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about alcohol a little bit more too, and it's slightly off
Okay.
topic, except that it's. I know we're all done with Finn, um,
Uh-huh.
but I'm
Something
still
reminded
thinking.
me of Finn. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. Go ahead, though.
Okay. I was thinking about how people's personalities are altered when they're really really drunk, and
Yeah.
Finn became so awful. Like, remember all
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Uh-huh.
horrific things he said to Elizabeth and
Yes. Yes.
Alexis. I mean, he just
Yeah.
nasty things, and his
Really lashed
brother.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was at an establishment last night where there was a very very inebriated young man, and he
Uh-huh.
was being awful, and he was trying to roust people into some sort of political fight. Nobody was biting, and
Yeah.
he eventually like went down, and his friends or whoever they were dragged him out to the car and
Mhm.
hauled him away. But
Uh-huh.
I thought, I don't know that young man. I don't. Maybe he's
Uh-huh.
awful when he's sober. So
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
may be that may
Could
just be
be.
how he behaves. But he was
Uh-huh.
obviously like no, not even in control of anything anymore.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, when you're inebriated like that and you're doing all these things and people are like, "Oh, well, you're drunk," or.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
is that a little bit of you still coming out? I mean, like,
Yeah.
was that in there for Finn? Did he have those feelings?
Well, you kind of feel like he must, right?
Yeah, that's what I wonder, and it makes me think about when I've been inebriated. Have I had these nasty feelings coming out? And I don't
Well,
think so.
not
I
that
think I
I've ever
usually,
seen Gia. I don't think so.
yeah, usually I'm just happier and snacky.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, until you fall in a bush or something, but,
Right, right, yeah,
that's what
but
bushes
I
are
do wonder
for.
about, like, it's like a nasty, like the eyes are the window to the soul. Like, maybe
Yeah.
like blackout inebriation behavior is also a window to the dark side of your soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feelings that you really have in there, but you've tamped them
Mhm.
down.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right. And I could see, like all of his everything he said to Elizabeth was terrible and like sort of way like overblown, but you could kind of see how seeing her looking at him, he would feel that she was judging him and that, like kind of like a little teeny bit of everything he said probably I don't know
Like,
if it
had
was
a grain of
justified.
truth in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
think so. I mean, I love Elizabeth, and I think she's better off without him if that's how he is. But yeah, I could.
I just got thinking about that, and when people behave so drastically differently,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they've got all
hmm
that in there. I just got a little
right.
philosophical about drunkenness.
hmm
Uh,
Yeah. Well, I guess also, I mean, we have to work kind of hard to keep all that stuff tamped down, and when you're drunk, it sort of, loosens
yeah,
all
yeah,
of that
yeah.
resolve to be a little bit, more civilized.
Civilized, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this fella got
Mm.
like dragged by his foot out to. Like, Jesus, maybe you should be a little careful. But
Uh,
anyway, I
Yeah.
couldn't. I was working. I couldn't do anything about it. But anyway, okay, back to today's episode. So
Yes.
yeah, so the Nina conversation with Willow I was shocked that she showed up with that information.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
And I feel like there's gonna be more with Willow and Drew. They're gonna have
Yeah.
they're gonna sleep together. I'm feeling it. You want to call
Here.
it? Do you want to make any bets or anything or
But
predictions?
well, that's
They're bumping uglies, and that's my prediction.
all right. Well, I kind of thought that that's where this was headed, and it's still possible. I do feel like there's going to have to be some sort of circumstance or situation that sort of throws them together. Because I don't like Willow seemed sincerely like just devastated at what she had done, and like she
Yep.
was determined, to try to like put it behind her. But of course, she's haunted by it, and I know she doesn't feel like she can go on with Michael without like
I know,
working
and
through it.
she was already like tipping her hand with him, like all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love our life together. It's like I would be like,
Right.
what's
Yeah.
okay, and like, are you
Yeah.
dying again, or what? Why is that was like the drama there was overdone, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Michael should be a little wary of what's happening
You
already.
should be. Yeah. Well, and I think she was accurate when she said he knows her well enough that if she tried, to sort of act like it hadn't happened, he was going to sense that something was off.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You know?
it'll all come to a head. She can't deceive, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I think she feels like the relationship from this point on would just be like fake if she can't like
Yeah.
get this out there and have them work through it if that's possible. And I think it is possible. I don't think he would ever like sit in the same room with Drew again.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't. Yeah, he and Drew will be. Yeah, that'll
Yeah. Yeah.
be bad news.
Because
there.
I think he sees, I mean, like everything he said to Drew about how she worships you, thinks of you as her guardian, all of these things that should, should have made it, well, Drew should have understood that that's how she saw him and that
right. And
she was at a real
yeah.
disadvantage, as far as judgment goes
Yes.
between the fireworks.
Yeah, I know that I've never had like I never associated fireworks with romance, but I guess they do, don't they? Because they like usually that's like when they're like
They
fireworks go
cut
off,
to
people
fireworks, yeah.
Yeah, they cut
Uh-huh.
to fireworks, and
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I would have thought about that, but
I just think they scare animals, but
yeah, it'd be funny if they cut to just like one little sparkler fizzling out,
Yeah. Yeah.
One 4th of July, my mother covered a cake with sparklers and
Oh
brought it
dear.
out and like lit the tablecloth on fire, and like yeah, she had no clue. It was very exciting. We were all like, "Whoa!"
Oh God, your poor mom.
It was great. I mean, it ruined the cake, of course, because we had to wait. I don't remember. The adults dove on it and put it out, but it was just another one. She loved holidays, and so she was always trying to make it, special. But that one went down in family lore, that year. The tablecloth
geez.
fire.
Yeah.
But you gather a couple of sparklers together, and you really got something.
You got something. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. So maybe Drew is like 2 sparklers versus like a whole.
It's gonna be something, isn't it? It's gonna happen though.
Wouldn't it be good if like if Willow was like, "Oh my God, that was such a waste." You are not good.
And then we cut to the next scene where she and Willow are like, where Nina and Willow are like, having a cigarette together, going, "I can't believe like what were we thinking?"
Yeah, yeah.
So not worth it, you know.
I know. I thought like when Willow was, spilling the beans to Nina, like did you get the feeling that Nina was in her mind, she had sort of this relationship with Drew was evolving in her mind or her heart, and
Yeah,
it
it
was
was. Yeah, it meant
definitely,
more to her.
going somewhere. And plus, yeah, she was so grateful to him, like, for
Yeah, yeah, she was starting to
so
have tender little feelings for.
yeah, yeah, and so you could just see how she was kind of destroyed. It was like first Ava betrays her, and
I
just
know. It's
seems
bringing
like
Nina closer to our hearts because we're. I do have
yeah,
sympathy because I mean I think he really was, just more of a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of thing.
yeah,
Although he did
yeah.
display a few moments where it was like he seemed to have a little respect for things about Nina, Um,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, he acts like he's such a stud, and it's just like
yeah.
feels like I don't know if he's I don't know. She's better than he is, I think, and that's saying something because Nina is a mess.
She's a hot mess, and I
Hmm.
wondered how bothered you were today by Drew was wearing the t-shirt
Yeah, I
suit
didn't.
jacket combo and
Yeah, and his
and
pants matched his jacket, and they looked silly.
that's worse like if he's matching
Well,
like that.
no, it's something about the way they fit. He looked, yeah, he made me uncomfortable.
Speaking of, I was watching a clip of old clip of David Letterman with Richard Simmons.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah, that's right. He used to make fun of
yeah,
him, didn't he?
yeah, and he
His
was
shorts.
sleeping around on a chair in his little shorts, and I thought he was gonna have a moment there, but
Yeah.
and I was gonna ask you like, did you watch when he was on General Hospital? Like that was before my time, so I didn't know
Yeah,
about
I
that.
think I do remember him being on once, but I don't really remember what the storyline was exactly.
Was
It
he
seems
just
like,
himself though, like
yeah, yeah,
an
I think so.
exercise?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of deaths lately, it seems like. Um
Yeah,
or
yeah.
but where were we? Oh, Nina and Drew.
And
Oh,
Drew pants
do you
made you uncomfortable,
yeah,
and
check. Um
Michael's suit was also still ill-fitting, or maybe it was his shirt collar or something. I feel like
uh-huh.
he's an attractive young man. I don't see how they
Mhm.
can't get him to a proper tailor and give him something
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
doesn't
I
look so
know.
Sears Roebucky.
Right, I know it's funny. Like you look up the women's like shirts, and they cost
Yeah,
$400 or $500, and then the guys look like they're
yeah.
wearing these shiny, cheap suits.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Or maybe that's
Yeah,
the in look in suits right now. I don't know. I don't follow
man.
the
I don't either,
suit
but
trends.
yeah, seems
Anyway. Anyway,
unfortunate.
okay, what were you gonna say? What else did we have?
Oh well, I wondered. Nina was sort of threatening Drew, like before she clocked him, and to get him up to her office, like
Oh
ending
yeah,
his
right.
campaign and all of that stuff. And I wondered, will she use this and how? This. I mean,
I don't think she'd hesitate to,
yeah,
she doesn't have anything to lose anymore in life. She's not trying to hang on to Sunny. Um,
right, right. But she
all her
doesn't want
big
to
secrets are out
destroy.
there.
She doesn't want to betray Willow's trust, though.
Well, that's true. That's the one thing she does have, yeah, trying to hang on to Willow.
But she seems like the type of person who could kind of conveniently forget if she does something that it will come back to Willow.
Right. Yeah, because her impulse control is not really a
Yeah,
thing
not
for her.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
So,
great. I wonder if she
yeah.
could start microdosing mushrooms and see if that helps.
We're back to that, huh? Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know
Mhm.
who I was talking to, and they talked about like, yeah, they're trying to stop drinking, and they've heard that microdosing mushrooms, and I'm like, oh my God, the whole world is gonna be microdosing
On
mushrooms.
something.
What's that
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I've said this many, many times before, but I wouldn't mind seeing Nina really unravel this time, you know?
I wouldn't mind seeing Drew unravel,
Yeah,
but
that would be good too, but who knows if
um,
he acts like he's just got everything under control.
I
But
can't wait to see Carly's look of disgust when she hears what Drew did.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
I mean,
interesting.
she's clearly moved on, but I still
Yeah,
think she'll just be like, "Oh my freaking word," like,
yeah, she'll think, "Oh man, I knew I dodged a bullet, but I had no idea it was
yeah. And I'm
that
glad I'm
bad."
so cozy with Brennan now.
I'll take a I'll take somebody in Pentonville
Is
any day for
are you warming up to him at all? Has he warmed the cockles of your heart yet?
I don't know, like how you stress that first syllable of cockles. Um, no, I mean, I think the dynamic between him and Carly is kind of interesting, I guess. But yeah, I don't know what his agenda is, if there is one, or where this
Okay.
could go. Unless
Yeah.
somehow he gets sprung. And was
He's got
that
to get sprung,
Valentine
yeah.
that was coming to see him next?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, we don't know, do we? Speaking of
Oh yeah,
intentions,
yes, uh huh,
can we shift over to the Charlotte appearance? We touched on
yes,
that,
yes,
but
sure.
did you take her apology and explanation to Anna to be sincere?
Well, yeah, I was trying to imagine, like after Anna left and Charlotte like was alone in her room, was there going to be like an evil look
Right,
coming
an
over?
evil smirk or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
I I wanted, of course, to believe it was sincere. I didn't really like how Valentine was like so exceedingly proud of her, because it seemed like it was a little bit overdue, this apology. Um,
You thought he shouldn't be proud of her?
well, I mean, I know he should have said, I'm glad you apologized. That was the right thing to do or whatever. But he seemed like he just thought she was, a saint, basically, the way he was looking at her.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe she was a little over the top when, like, with her explanation and everything and talking
Yeah, I
about,
was thinking, would a teenager really be affected by meeting other people who have, life situations that are harder? I don't know.
yeah, I don't
They
know
have it in
either.
them to really,
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
explanation of people coming from war-torn countries or something. I was
Right,
like,
right.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm buying this.
Yeah.
But we didn't see any flicker of a smirk or anything
Not
like
yet. No.
thus
No.
far. Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Um
so that'll
hmm.
be interesting. I was glad to see her back.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I still buy
Yeah.
her totally as a teenager. I just like her posture and everything. Like she's
Uh-huh.
very like for real
Yeah, her
for that
expression,
age.
there's like a little bit of contempt. It seems like just beneath
Yeah,
the
yeah,
surface.
yeah,
Um but I we knew, didn't we, that Anna was just going to be lame in her role, to
yeah,
get the goods
yeah,
on Valentin,
yeah.
and
Because
poor
they
Jason.
hooked up. They hooked up, and he keeps
Again, I
cooking
know.
the gourmet meals,
Mhm.
and she can't apparently go in the kitchen with him when he works in the kitchen. She's got to
No,
stay out of the
no, she
front room.
can't. She acts
Yeah,
so much like, like they're on a blind date or something. It seems
yeah,
like there's
yeah.
none of their old sort of sass. They're
Right,
back and forth, really.
darling, darling, darling,
Darling. Yeah. So it's
babe,
weird. It's
babe.
weird that relationship now feels so sort of superficial.
Yeah, kind of forced. Even though
Yeah.
he keeps professing his love for her, and it's like,
Right, right.
really?
And
Yeah,
saying he wants to go
yeah,
away with her or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Um,
don't know, but anyway, Charlotte coming back is an interesting, good development. I think.
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we shall see. Um, Speaking of sort of out of proportion emotions, you were
Yeah.
saying you felt like Valentine's reaction to Charlotte's change of heart
Mhm.
was like
Mhm.
more than it deserved.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this scene with Jason and Elizabeth and Jake,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
he comes over with the big check to put Jake
Right.
through school.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I was thinking about how you were probably like in tears about what a beautiful, tender moment that was. And I was getting like kind of pissed off at you, even though I don't know if that's what was happening.
So we were fighting.
Yeah, in my mind, we were having a little fight. Because I was like, oh my God, let's give the guy a freaking medal for
Yeah.
doing what he should have done already because he's the child's father.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
all having this like, oh my God, Jason's gonna pay for his school. And so but then the scene carried on, and I was glad they acknowledged that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I should
Yeah.
have already, in the normal,
Uh-huh.
not normal, that's not the right word, but in a different
Mhm.
world, I would have, there wouldn't have been any question that I would have been,
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
for this. And we
Uh-huh.
shouldn't act like I'm a hero, but
Right.
everybody is going to act like he's a hero anyway.
Yeah. I don't think you needed to fight with me in your head. 'Cause
No?
I wasn't crying. I think my main concern was that Jake was just going to turn down the money out of a sense of pride, and I
I
just
didn't think
think,
it should have been given to Jake to decide anyway.
yeah, that seemed a little weird too. Like I almost feel like Jake
Yeah.
didn't even have to know, you know.
Right, like your parents' finances and how you
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
your financial situation in school, like that shouldn't be something a kid that age should have to worry about, unless it's like, unless they're going to say, hey, you're going to need to do this work study job or whatever,
Right,
but
right, right.
the
Yeah, and
pressure
by
on him to accept
mhm.
or not accept his dad's check seemed a little wrong.
Yeah.
I
And yeah, and
thought.
how could it not affect how he sees Jason? Even
Right,
if
yeah.
Jason really sincerely didn't mean to buy his affection or whatever, it
Right, I
would
just feel like
still
that here he
affect.
comes riding
Yeah.
in on the white horse
Yeah.
again, and like, Jesus, can't stand that. Like, early in an earlier conversation, he said, "Oh, Jake knows Spanish or whatever it was,"
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah, yeah,
Elizabeth was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, he's been taking it for 6 years." Like, ugh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hello, you didn't know you had no inkling of that, no inkling.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess he should have had some inkling because he was around, right, for some of that 6 years.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just made me like.
doing.
Once again, I have to thank my parents for raising me together and
Yeah,
allowing me to
yeah.
you know
Mhm. Mhm.
not that they acted like they wanted to get a divorce or anything, but it's like, gosh, you don't know how
Mhm.
lucky you have it to
Right. Mhm.
not have a parent that you think is dead for years, and then comes back.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway,
Mm.
I kind of do like the dynamic with Elizabeth and Jason. I
Yeah,
like how she's
yeah.
like sort of like, so you don't have anywhere to be, but you were still gonna slip that under the door and leave,
Right. Yep,
like
yeah.
you weirdo. Like her next words should be, you weirdo. You're just so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
big awkward weirdo. Like.
Right. Uh-huh. And then it is more like the classic Jason, who's just silently moving around town.
Yeah, yeah,
Although I thought that everything he said to Jake was a little bit more than he's comfortable ever saying.
yeah, yeah. I like Jake's hair today.
Yeah, he looked like when he was walking into the room, he looked like an old man, I thought, like his
Oh,
profile. He
huh.
looked like he was as old as Jason or something, but
That's
you know.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that
Must have
came
been having a
from, but
weird moment or something, huh?
I don't know. I'm just it's the heat. Just a little
Yeah.
bonkers
It
from the
was a little
heat.
mirage or something, maybe. I don't
Maybe
know.
could have been Gia, yeah. Um
Okay, what else did we have? What other scenes did we have?
well, Um, Anna, when Jason asked her, if she got the phone from Valentine, and she said, "Yep," and it has like everything, we thought. Um, I, I didn't know what to do with that information. Like, part of me thought that she was going to lie, if
Yeah.
she intended to protect Valentine, maybe she would have lied, or she would have deleted everything or something. Um, but telling Jason that they have everything and then telling him they can't act on it
Yeah, he
seems.
should just sit on her and grab the phone. Like
Yeah, yeah.
she's kind of tiny,
She is kind
and
of tiny. I think he could sit on her quite easily, or just even like
he,
pick her up with one arm.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he might spend a little time at the gym.
you you could be right, Gia. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible.
I thought I scrolled by something with him the other day where it looked like he was like offering to do some sort of like workout class or training something or other. And I thought,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be hysterical if he were like your personal trainer? That would be so funny.
Yeah, that
Like
would be.
I would
That would
love
be
for you and
odd.
I to sign up for like group sessions with him or something.
I think he would.
He would
He
have
would
met
lose.
his match with us.
Oh, totally. He would lose his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be funny. Oh boy! But have you ever listened to any of the little clips where where he and Spinelli are interviewing people in
Yeah,
on their podcast?
yeah,
He seems
yeah.
he
They're pretty
seems like
funny.
a good listener. I think when people are telling stories and stuff, he really seems to be paying attention. I think like
Yeah,
Lucky.
yeah. They're pretty interesting. Yeah,
Yeah. So.
they do a good job. They're way better podcasts than us. Let's just
Oh yeah, yeah. You
say that
you
up
don't
front.
think that we're just like the female equivalent? You think they're better than we are?
Yeah, I think probably there's a little more interest in what they have to say than what we have to
Yeah,
say.
probably to
But
get a few more followers. I
we
guess.
have our moments, but we haven't had any tonight.
No, I don't, and I don't think we're going to.
Probably not. We can
No,
wrap it up a tiny bit early because we droned on and on the other night for no reason. I was so
no
interested in
reason.
your brother being fathered by the tennis pro that I couldn't stop asking.
I almost brought that up with my brothers today because he
No,
wasn't there.
God,
He was the
no.
one brother who wasn't there.
Oh.
But
Oh my god. Anyway, did we have any other scenes? I've only got little tidbits of things to say. Like, I wanted to talk a little bit about the shirt that Laura was wearing.
yeah, okay.
I just want to say, Chico's.
Yeah, was it a black and white one?
Yeah, black and white
Yeah.
kind of graphic print. I didn't like it.
Yeah, Chico's. Well, I don't know if they still do, but they used to do a lot with black and white.
They seem to be dressing her frumpier and frumpier. Like everybody
Yeah.
else at the 4th of July was wearing some cute dress or something, or cute
Yeah.
shorts, and they've got her in like a big old
Big blue thing.
jackety thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, isn't she hot? Everybody else is like totally
Right.
bare. And,
Yeah, and I guess they were going for like a red, white, and blue palette, sort of. But I don't recall really ever seeing her in blue before.
huh,
I mean, she
I don't
probably
know.
has worn
Yeah.
blue, but that didn't seem like a great choice for her.
Yeah, I feel
Not
like
not her fault. Not her fault.
I feel like Maxie has had a bit of a redo in the fashion
Yeah.
department. I feel like it's
Yeah.
time to do that with Laura because she's a very attractive person, and
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
they don't need to put her in these big old like jackety suit things.
Yeah. True.
Unless maybe she's requesting that. I don't know.
I don't
I
know
wonder
either,
I wonder
Gia.
if they have any say on their outfits.
I
You know?
bet they have some say.
Like, I wonder if they show up and they see the outfit and they're like, no way in hell am I wearing that. You know, like if no.
Yeah. Probably get
On
that
the
information.
positive side, I thought Trina's interesting orange sundress was very pretty on her.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so too. Yep.
She is so pretty. Her skin is like glowing. Like, what's
Yeah,
that? What
yeah,
product do you need to make your skin glow?
I don't know, but she's looking very good these days. Is it, maybe it's not on Hospital, but is it the woman, what's her name, who plays Phyllis on the Victor show?
Oh,
Does she have like does one of them have like a skin product
I
line?
think she
Or,
might. I think you might be right. And she was Nina for a while.
yeah, yeah.
Previous to this. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think she does. Maybe that I should look into that. I'm battling another case of like hives rash kind of things. It turns out I'm
Huh.
allergic to grass.
Oh no, oh no.
Yeah.
So you mean like spraying your face with grass is not going to be good for you?
Yeah, well, I've just got a little reaction on my jaw, but it's my knees. But I'm gonna have to go back to wearing pants because the grass has
Oh
been wet,
no.
so my knees have been
Yeah.
plastered for like all day with this wet combination of grass and gravel and stuff. And I was like,
Oh.
what's going on? And so it's that same, like when you get poison ivy, that same like
Uh-huh.
raised bump thing, and
Uh-huh.
so yeah, I'm just like, I'm continually an idiot, but my body is like very sensitive to these things or something. I'm like, what the
You're
hell?
very delicate.
I know I don't look like it, but apparently.
Huh.
And
So,
so I'm putting like ice packs and bags of lima beans on them at night and stuff, trying to
wow.
frozen. The lima beans, it doesn't matter what kind of bean you
Right,
use. It's the
right.
cold that makes them
It's
feel
the
better.
cold. Yep. Sure. Sure.
But anyway, yeah, I do not have a beautiful glowing skin. I have like hives. So,
Well, I don't have beautiful glowing skin either. So yeah, we're no Trinas.
we're like faces made for radio.
Definitely. And I just realized my camera was on, so you had to look at me. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
I'm not. That's okay. My phone's just lying down. I think we probably have kind of covered all the biggies of
I guess
what
we
happened.
have, Gia. Yeah, we'll just have to see. I guess we're going to be in for more of this
Gonna be a little bit of
fallout.
a bumpy ride with the fallout. Yeah, and I say more power to you, Nina. Like I say, I blast him again, make his head spin the other direction.
Yeah, yeah, right. Because he
I
does
don't know.
become a real dick with her pretty quickly, you know?
Yeah, and then they have sex. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
So, like, you
yeah.
think that'll happen this time? They'll be so angry at each other that
I don't think so. I don't think so. Hopefully,
God, that
Nina.
could get really awful. Like, especially if they showed him fantasizing about Willow while he's like on the floor with Nina, like, or
Ugh,
something,
gross. Yuck.
or
Yeah.
says
Guess
her
that.
name or something.
Oh no! Wow. Yeah.
They
Or
could
like,
go there. They
what if
could go. They're
Willow
gonna go
walked
low.
in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. How would that make Willow feel? Like, I wonder. Like, is Nina tempted at all to say that she and Drew had some moments on the carpet that
I
they
know. I
were?
mean, would be interesting if that came out to Willow.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I don't
mean,
know. It could go in a lot of different ways, so it is a little bit interesting, I think.
yeah. And if she told Willow that, I think it would help Willow feel like,
Yeah,
oh, so
harden
yeah,
her feelings towards Drew. Right,
she is a
right,
scumbag. So yeah.
right. I know.
Um.
I'd be tempted if I were Nina to tell her just to like
Yeah.
to help her toughen up.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and not be
Hmm.
like, she's so starry-eyed about Drew still.
Yeah.
Um,
That's right.
she's the only one.
The only one. Yeah. Yeah. Because Nina no longer is.
Yeah, well, we'll see. She might be on the floor with him or skirt hiked up tomorrow.
Okay. Maybe. Maybe. I suppose that anything's possible.
Yep. Well,
Um.
anyway, it was a pretty good couple days, but not
Yeah.
great, but decent.
Yeah.
Decent
Yeah.
plot twists
Mhm.
going on a little here and there.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Well, the only other thing, and I don't even want to go back into it really because we are done, but
Well, no, what are you doing? Go ahead.
Just when Anna was with Valentine and Charlotte, and they were talking about how they weren't bad Cassadines, and meanwhile Anna's sitting on this information that he's been like arming all kinds of groups, right, with like
arming
weapons
all
or
kinds
whatever.
of groups, taking Sonny's medication away from him.
Yeah, and she doesn't know that
Jason
part though, right? But she knows. Does she know the medicine? She doesn't know the medicine.
Oh no, she doesn't know that. No. But I was saying no. He's behind. He was behind.
Yeah.
That, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he is
right.
Actually,
so for her to like decide that she doesn't want to do anything.
She's having a moment of weakness because she likes her booty call.
Yeah. That's all that is. That's sad.
We would never do it. I don't know why that sounded funny.
Oh dear.
Anywho, we appreciate everybody listening. If you are,
yeah, we do. We had some new listeners, like French Polynesia.
Cool. Ooh, all right.
Yeah, that's one. We still have our steady listeners, mostly from the United States, but Portugal, of course.
And, Portugal. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I should try to make a list of all the countries that have listened to us.
I know you keep saying it, but
I know I do. I know.
You're all talk.
Yeah, that's right.
We are all talk. That's why we do a podcast.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you in a few days.
Okay.
I'm gonna go eat my watermelon.
Oh yeah, eat your watermelon. Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.